So God says, not by your sadhana. You cry for my grace like a child cries for its mother. And the child does not believe himself to be very capable or competent. I've got these degrees, these qualifications, this much. The child only knows that I am hungry, I need my mother, and I am helpless. So the child cries out. And when the child cries out, the mother immediately responds and comes and gives the child milk. Similarly, Yogi Sri Krishna Prem had said, the divine grace intervenes only when you are at the end of your tether. For then, feeling lost as you call out with every fiber of your being to save you from your shipwreck, His love answers your call, and your heart is flooded with love, His light knelling the doom of centuries of darkness. So, all these saints say that when the intensity of yearning for God reached that level, at that stage, then the divine grace intervened and this Maya was dispelled and divine grace was received. So, that is what Kripaluji Maharaj says in the next three lines. परम व्याकुलता बढ़ाओ हरि दरस की प्यारी परम व्याकुलता बढ़ाओ हरि दरस की प्यारी हरि दरस की प्यारी
परम व्याकुलता बढ़ाओ हरि दरस की प्यारे परम व्याकुलता बढ़ाओ हरि दरस की प्यारे हरि दरस की प्यारे
रोके उनते प्रेम मांगो दरस मांगो प्यारी रोके उनते प्रेम मांगो दरस मांगो प्यारी दरस मांगो प्यारी
रोके उनते प्रेम मांगो दरस मांगो प्यारे रोके उनते प्रेम मांगो दरस मांगो प्यारे दरस मांगो प्यारे
वै के अति व्याकुल करहु नित करुण क्रंदन प्यारी वै के अति व्याकुल करहु नित करुण क्रंदन प्यारी करुण क्रंदन प्यारी
वै के अति व्याकुल करहु नित करुण क्रंदन प्यारे वै के अति व्याकुल करहु नित करुण क्रंदन प्यारे करुण क्रंदन प्यारे.
So he has told us to become Vyakul, develop an intense longing, and to cry and ask Sri Krishna for his prem and his darshan, for his love and his divine vision. So he says, for this purpose, you cry before God. I want your love, I want your darshan. But he says, now the next line, he says, do not ask him for bhukti or mukti. See, this asking is like a two-edged sword. If you ask for the right thing, well, you'll get the fortune. And if you ask for the wrong thing, like there was once a traveler in the oasis, traveling in the desert, he reached an oasis and he decided to relax there. So he lay down under a tree. He did not know that it was a wish-fulfilling tree, a kalpa vriksha. So lying down under the tree, he thought, oh, I'm so tired. If I had a bed, how nice it would be. He made the wish, the tree fulfilled it. All of a sudden, a bed manifested. He thought, when I came here, there was no bed. Where did it come from? Well, I don't know. God is playing some tricks. He lay on the bed and he thought, I'm so thirsty. If I could get some water, how nice it would be. Suddenly, there was a table with a pitcher of water. He said, wow, this wish is also fulfilled. And then he thought, what if I had a sumptuous feast to eat from a silver plate? One lady came with that plate and said, please eat this. He thought, wow, what's going on? Every desire I make gets fulfilled. What if a lion were to come here and eat me up? You see, his mind was not under control. So all kinds of thoughts are coming. Moment he thought that, a lion manifested and ate him up. So what you ask is an important thing. When you are going to get his grace, naturally you wish to ask him for his grace. But don't ask for the wrong things. So Kripaluji Maharaj, he is prohibiting these two things. Bhukti. Bhukti means worldly enjoyment. Don't ask God for this. You work in the world and get your enjoyment, whatever, but don't go to God and ask Him. Why? Because if you do, your mind will be in that object. Your mind will not go to Sri Krishna. And then that will not be devotion. Because the principle for devotion is ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate. Ananya chetah satatam. Repeatedly Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, you have to think of Him alone. And if the mind is thinking of the world, then how will you take the mind to Him to fulfill your devotion? So don't ask for worldly things. Now this needs to be repeated. Because our intellect is stuck in the world. Somebody had asked question. For endless lifetimes, this has been our practice. The world is mine. The world is the source of happiness. The world is of paramount importance. That is the training of our intellect for endless lifetimes. Now when a training becomes very deep, it becomes difficult to cut it. So again, if we go to God, then we'll again ask Him for the same worldly things. That is why the saints, they repeatedly tell us, don't ask God for the world. This is like meeting Kuber and asking him for 3 rupees. One beggar, he was asked by the lottery walas that supposing you were to win the first prize in the lottery and get 1 crore, what would you do? He said, I get very tired walking around begging. If I win the lottery, I'll buy a car and I'll go around begging in my car. So the crazy fellow, because his intellect is stuck in that begging. Similarly, our intellect is stuck in the world. This is the most important. So we go to God and again we ask Him for that. Now our philosophy should be different. Our philosophy should be that it doesn't matter whether I win or lose, gain or suffer loss here in this world is not important. What is important is that I should get God. There was once a king from Arabia. He went to France and he had 23 queens in Arabia. So he wrote a letter to all of them that there are so many wonderful things in France. What do you want from here? So all the queens, they gave their wish list. I want an iPhone. The other said, no, I want a Samsung Galaxy. The youngest queen, she put the numeral 1 and sent the slip. Now the king fulfilled the wish list of all these queens. He came back with a huge truckload of items, plane load, and he sent these items to the palaces, the rooms of all his queens. Himself, he came to the room of his youngest queen. And he said that, you send me this slip with 1 on it. What is the meaning of this 1? What did you want? What did the 1 signify? The queen said, my dear husband, the 1 was you. I wanted you and I have got you. So all the other queens got stuck in all their iPhones and Galaxies, and the youngest queen got the husband. Similarly, out here the question is, do you want the 1 or do you want the zeros? So Kripaluji Maharaj says, absolutely not. Train your mind like that. Don't ask God for worldly things. He is the Father. He knows what we have need of. He knows what is good for us. He knows what is bad for us. He will give it without asking. So that is bhukti, asking for worldly pleasures. And the reverse is mukti. Don't ask for mukti as well. Now what is mukti? Mukti? Liberation. Release from bondage. So people, they run after the world and then they don't get happiness. Then they want release from bondage. How do I get rid of the world? None of these is bhakti. Neither running after the world nor running away from the world. Bhakti is different from both. Bhakti is the desire to love and serve God. Mukti is a byproduct, it will happen automatically, but that's not the goal. Those people who run after mukti, they go to God, oh God, when will I get mukti, when will I get liberation, the world is a place of misery, it's so awful. They are not really wanting happiness of God. They are worshipping God to get release of their material miseries through mukti. That is not the path of selfless love. The selfless lover does not love God because he will get mukti. Then what is selfless love? You love God for the sake of His happiness, for the desire to serve Him. So, in this path of bhakti, both mukti and bhukti, they are prohibited. In the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Rupa Goswami Pad writes, Bhukti Mukti Sprihayavat Pishachi Ridhi Vartate Tavad Bhakti Sukhasyatra Kathamabhyudayo Bhavet. He says, as long as Bhukti and Mukti, these Dakini, these two witches reside in the heart, Bhakti Mahadevi will not come. And if you want the Mahadevi Bhakti to come, you will have to extricate both Bhukti and Mukti. So this is what line number 20 says. Mangu janiyun bhukti muktin bhuli ho tum pyari. Mangu janiyun bhukti muktin bhuli ho tum pyari. Bhuli ho